Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today we are covering the 5th juz inshallah, and in the beginning of the 5th juz in verse 36 of Surah An-Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the different rights and huquq which we are obligated to fulfill. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينِ والجار ذي القربى والجار الجنب والصاحب بالجنب وابن السبيل وما ملكت أيمانكم إن الله لا يحب من كان مختالا فخورا. So in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allocates the rights which He has bestowed upon insan. And of course the rights start with fulfilling the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost, and then the rights of insan, huququllah, and then huququl ibad. So let us go through the verse. وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ, and worship and serve Allah, God Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala alone first. And this has to be without the ascribing of any partners unto Him. وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا, do not ascribe and associate unto Him any kind of partners. So this is the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without any kind of shirk. Then from the rights of insan, the rights of people, who comes on top of the list? وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, and do good and be kind and compassionate and loving and be dutiful to one's parents. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. So the parents come immediately after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed certain rights upon us after our parents. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى, all of the relations, the relatives which we have via our parents. So they have to be fulfilled, respected and taken care of. وَالْيَتَامَى, taking care of the orphans. وَالْمَسَاكِينَ, the poor. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says وَالْجَار, and the neighbor. وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى, the near neighbor. وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُبِ, so وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُبِ, and the far neighbor, so one who is right next to us, and the other neighbor who is in the neighborhood. وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ, and the close companion. The close companion is a lifelong friend and can also be one's spouse, which is both. وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ وَابْنِ السَّبِيلِ, and even be good and courteous and take care of the wayfarer, the traveler, and وَمَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ, and all of those who come under one's jurisdiction and control. This refers to employees, this refers to those who we have authority and power over, and this refers to us as parents and also leaders in each and every field in our life. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ مَنْ كَانَ مُخْتَالًا فَخُورًا. So in doing so, a person who does this is mindful and dutiful towards everybody, but Allah doesn't like لا يحب من كان مختالا فخورا. Allah doesn't like the one who is self-deluded and boastful, the one who has no time for people, who has no time for his parents, no time for relatives, the orphans, and all of those who have been mentioned in this verse, which I call the ayatul huquq, the verse of the different rights which we owe to the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this was verse number 36 in the beginning of the 5th juz. Then in verse 58, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions again the importance of our dealings, our mu'amalat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الله يأمركم أن تؤدوا الأمانات إلى أهلها. That a good believer is somebody who is mindful of trusts which people have entrusted them with. So they do not cheat, they do not deceive, and they do not do any kind of khiyana and deception in that amana, in that trust. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allah ya'murukum, indeed Allah instructs you, indeed Allah commands you, and tu'addul amanat, that you render back the trusts ila ahliha, to whom they are due. So it is not yours, since it is a trust, it is an amana, it should be taken care of as an amana and trust whilst we are entrusted with it temporarily, and then immediately it has to be given back to the rightful owner. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ, and then if you are ever in a situation of arbitration, where you are arbitrating between people and their different conflicts which they are having, وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ, when you arbitrate between people and you judge between them, make sure that you judge fairly. Make sure that you are balanced and you look at every angle and both sides of the argument and both sides of the discussion before you reach any decision and any judgment. Inna Allah ni'imma ya'idukum bihi. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, very beautiful, very comprehensive and unique is that what He admonishes you with. Inna Allah kana sami'an basira. Indeed, Allah is all hearing, all seeing. The rest of the fifth juz has also mentioned the salah in the middle of a battle. So salah is so important, so beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our prayer, that even how it should be prayed in the middle of a battlefield is talked about extensively in the middle of the fifth juz. And two other ayats Allah has mentioned twice in this in the fifth juz is that shirk is never forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalika liman yasha. Allah doesn't forgive that any kind of shirk and association of partners are shared with Him in any way or form, and He forgives everything other than that. Inshallah, we will carry on and move on to the sixth juz tomorrow. Wabillahi tawfiq. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.